one final thing with our buttons, because we've been working with our buttons, we don't want the buttons to be available to push while the round is going. And you'll see that that can cause an issue because like if I go into here, I can just kind of like spam this. It's not gonna work. But I can keep spamming that until I leave, right? And I don't even have to see the battle play out. I don't even have to see anything. So we don't want the buttons available to the player while they are in like while the turn order is happening. We don't want it available until it's the player's turn again and they have the chance to actually select their turn again. So we're going to go into our WVP battle buttons, and we have this function called start. I think I said start turn with you guys, but I changed it to start round because it makes more sense because there's lots of turns happening, but we're beginning the round of battle. So we have the start round function that we call on both of our buttons. And in here, we start the character turn, right? But before we even do that, we're going to make our buttons not available. So we're going to grab our, actually go back to designer and you're going to grab this button box. You're going to do is variable up here at the top. That way we can access it. And I'm going to grab the button box out here and I'm going to say set visibility. And I'm going to set it to hidden. So we're going to add that, and that should have it be hidden at when we click a button. Now, just to partially test, like that should make it hide when we click a button. It's never going to come back right now because we don't have anything having it come back at the end of the round. So in our battle game mode, we have this function called next turn. You can double click on it on the left if you have it. This is where we switch turns, but remember that also this is where if we're done, like we have no more turns left to do, we reset the turn index and that's the end of the round, right? Is right here because we're checking here if we have any more turns left to do. If we do, we keep doing it. If not, it's the end of the round. We reset turn index to 0. So we're also going to here, when we reset turn index to 0, we're also going to make sure that the buttons go back to normal. So inside of our WVP battle buttons, we're going to add event dispatcher because we need the game mode to be like, hey, the round's over, you need to turn your buttons back on, right? We're telling someone else something else, so event dispatcher. So we're going to do this little circle with a plus here, and I'm going to call this on round end. Oh, actually, sorry, we don't want it in here. We want it in the game mode. You always want it where you're calling it, and then here we're going to get it. It's like, so the person that's saying, hey, I'm done, that person is the one that needs to have the dispatcher. So in the battle game mode, event dispatcher, little circle with a plus, I'm going to say on round end. Oh, if I can spell right. On round end. And then I'm going to drag this out here, and I'm going to say call, and I'm going to call that. So I'm going to be like, hey, we finished the round, all over, all done. And then back in my battle buttons here, I'm going to go to the event graph and I'm going to search for this on construct. And this is an event that we've used before, right, to set input mode. This gets triggered when we create the widget. So on construct, I'm going to bind that. So I'm going to get game mode cast to battle game mode. I'm going to drag off of this and I'm going to say bind to bind event to on round end. Okay, so we're getting the game mode, we're binding an event to on round end, and then we're going to drag off of this and we're going to say create event. And then we're going to create a little function over here. So this little circle with a plus that says end round. So now we have start round and end round in our battle HUD here. So it makes a lot of sense. They go together. We're going to drag off of our button box out here. And I'm going to say get. I'm going to drag off of it. And I'm going to say set visibility. And I'm going to set it to visible. If I needed to do anything else at the end of the round, I could do it here, right? I could trigger it here. So just going to leave that there. Back in the event graph, we need to select the function we're binding to, which is that end round function. So when we create this, we're going to bind to that. And so anytime game mode is like, hey, I'm done with the round, we're going to do that and we're going to bring the buttons back. So let's test this out. Buttons go away, buttons come back. Buttons go away, buttons come back. And I can't just spam it anymore. I mean, I can keep clicking until it shows up, but I can't just spam it anymore.